Thank you, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I know folks are joining in from everywhere. And also, Noreen, thank you for joining us. Super excited, like I said, and super pumped. This is a difficult but yet very important topic for us to talk about in 2024. So what we will be discussing today is how do you optimize customer journey and path to purchase when AI first, 2024 is your AI first planet or AI first search. And we are doing it with Noreen. A little bit about Milestone. I'm sure all of you guys know what we do. But if folks who are brand new, Milestone is a digital platform and a solution company based out of Silicon Valley. Our Milestone is hospitality. We started with hospitality. We do have a number of other verticals. We have experience and discovery acquisition platform along with services which we provide to help our customer create and curate amazing journey. Again, a lot of awards and things like that. With that, I will let Noreen give introduction about Sojourn.
Terrific. Thanks, Benu. And I really appreciate the opportunity to join you today. So thank you so much for that. So let me start by sharing a little bit about who Sojourn is. So Sojourn is a data-driven digital marketing technology company that delivers solutions which have been built exclusively for the travel industry over the last 16 years. At the core of our travel marketing platform is our rich travel intent audience data. It has real-time shopping and booking signals in there that marketers like many of you on the call can take advantage of to drive direct demand through paid media to your websites with consumers that have a high propensity to convert. We work with over 10,000 customers today that spans in size from small properties all the way up to the largest global hotel and travel brands in the world. A little bit about me. So for those of you who I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Noreen Henry. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at Sojourn. I've had the privilege of working in this beloved travel industry for over 30 years. And I've did different stints at Sabre, Travelocity, Disco, Wayblazer, and now I'm thrilled to be at Sojourn. And I'm excited to join Benu in this thoughtful discussion on optimizing the customer journey and path to purchase.
Thank you. Noreen, I think you and I just started all of this when we were like a 1 year old, right?
Exactly. I was hesitant on saying that 30 years in the industry, but you know, when you start so young, yeah.
Awesome. Exciting to be. And again, I'm Benu Aggarwal. I think all of you guys have joined my speaking and things like that. So I'm a president and founder of Milestone and passionate about hospitality, passionate about travel, and of course, digital and search. With that, let's get going on our exciting topic. We will be discussing today how travel behavior is completely changed. How, as a business, a lot of challenges we are facing because we have various systems and various channels, and it's pulling all of them together is probably one of the biggest challenge we are facing. And search is evolving as it's very fast paced. Last year, Google started launching, or search engines started launching a lot of AI evolution. And today, every single search engine is all around the bandwagon of AI. So in all these, disconnected system, what is a definition of true omni-channel marketing? And as a marketer, how do you optimize that journey, and how do you optimize every single touch point? What are the key things we should remember when we are carefully curating our marketing plan? In fact, Noreen and I were talking about it. Nowadays, it's a little bit more about doing less than doing more, because it's critical for us to pull people from all the different teams and pull all the system together and connect the journey. And that's what we will be talking about today. To begin with, I think we all need to know that customers are coming to us from various channels. They have a lot of different touch points. This is a study done by Google, which talks about the typical hospitality customer is going to have 700 plus touch points. they are thinking about making a purchase, or they're thinking about planning their travel, or they want to do it, but what are the challenges they are facing, or when they are ready to buy, what information they need. And it's critical as a marketer for us to understand what is consumer intent across all these channels when they are looking and seeking for this information. And this is where, go ahead, Noreen, if you want to share a little bit about.
Sure. So, a bit about this is, I'm sure our audience knows today that travelers are very interested in the experiences that they're going to have. They want to understand what they're going to be doing on their trips and what kind of memories they're going to be making. And in particular, they want personalized experiences that are tailored to their needs. They want connected experiences. They want ones that they can enjoy with their families and friends where they have shared memories. And of course, they want these experiences to be authentic. They want ones that generate real conversation on social channels. I have to tell you, Benu, that last stat about the 700 different touch points. I recently did a family vacation to Vietnam, and I am sure I touched 700 different things doing my research and planning, figuring out this personalized trip that I wanted to take with my children. And it's complex, but by doing that and really looking for those personalized experiences, it's what made the trip very memorable. And it influenced the places that I searched. It influenced the places that I booked based on what I was able to discover. Now, I have to say, not only are these changes in consumer behavior with high expectations adding a layer of complexity for hotel marketers, but hotel marketers are facing a plethora of challenges, as you can see on this slide today. And so, some of those challenges include, hey, it's hard to gain visibility into travelers' intent. So what is this trip that they're planning, and what are the experiences they desire to have? Another challenge is doing that in a way that maximizes revenue generation at every stage of the customer journey, from inspiration all the way down to conversion. And if those two challenges aren't enough, with the depreciation of third-party cookies, hotels need to lean into new solutions. And some of those solutions could include working with partners like Sojourn and Milestone that can help prepare you all for the cookieless world. I also have to say, from my discussions with many hotels, most are dealing with limited marketing resources, which makes it really important to be strategic and efficient and not lose precious budget to inefficiencies. And then, of course, there's the OTAs. And while the OTAs can bring good visibility for your property, ultimately increasing a hotel share of direct bookings is important for long-term success and increased revenues. And I get that, trying to tackle all these challenges can seem overwhelming. Whenever you do that right, marketers, and they get the message across all of the different paths on the path to purchase, you can see increases in conversion for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. And I forgot that stats. What is like 30%, 40%? If any reservation or any booking comes through OTA, it costs marketer or hoteliers at least 40% over than direct booking, something like that, some stats. But
Okay.
What is the real challenge? Challenge is that multiple system, multiple channels, right? When we are looking at customer journey, customer is coming to us across, from various channels, from various hubs. It's hard to capture consumer intent and target and give them what they are looking for, because again, systems are not connected. Budgets are limited, channels are all over the place. How do you bring all of this together? And all of this doesn't become actually better with AI, because AI, it's sitting on that golden data, right? Golden data is your clean, consistent information about your customer across all the channel. And that's why I am super pumped about our session today, because this is what we are going to be sharing with you, that how do you really personalize that experience for customer. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about search, right? Somebody, actually one CMO of a brand told me, Benu, you drink search Kool-Aid. And I'm like, no, but unfortunately or fortunately, search keeps changing. And me being in Silicon Valley, that's what I'm listening. It's in the air somehow. So evolution of search, right? Last year, and before I kind of start, there is a lot of information we have on this QR code, and or you can go to Search Engine Land. I write a monthly column on Search Engine Land where we have this information published. Plus, we also have this great trend out a booklet which we have published. Feel free to download, which talks about what are the biggest trends and priorities for marketer when it comes to evolution, what's happening in search today. So let's just get a very, very crisper view of what's happening to AI and what's happening to all the search engines, right? Last year, OpenAI came in with ChatGPT. I'm sure most of you guys are using ChatGPT for your day-to-day use. Then Google released Bard. Bard was good, but not as effective as ChatGPT, right? There was a big acquisition by Microsoft on OpenAI. And then there was a Midjourney release, which actually helped with all the images and understanding images and things like that. The difference between Chat and Midjourney and Bard was ChatGPT was mainly around content, Midjourney was mainly around images, and Bard was putting all of that together. But end of the day, search engines like your customer doesn't really think about images versus code versus audio versus video. They are looking for comprehensive answer. It's the same thing. As a marketer, we should not worry about is paid, is organic, is whatever PR. We should think about how do I optimize conversion and get right audience to get to or have them help them discover my unique selling point. And that's why if you look at Google launched Gemini last year, yes, and then they monetized it last month. I can almost guarantee you Gemini will become bigger and better than OpenAI, which I use all the time. And benefit of Gemini is that it is taking input from various sources, text, code, audio, images, video, and coming up with most comprehensive answer. Now, why that is important for us to understand? Why it is most comprehensive? Because search is about personalized experience. As Google launched AI first, they made sure that they have all types of algorithm enabling consumer to get personalized result. And why that's important? Because even somebody as big as Google is worried about losing their market share to TikTok, right? Because TikTok is more personalized, right? And that's the reason having personalized experience. This is what Google CEO says, that in next 10 years, it's not about web or paid or local. It's about creating personalized experience in a deeper, meaningful way for your customer, wherever they are, irrespective of which device they search for. And this is why, personalized experience tends to win.
Yeah, and Benu, to build off of that from a personalization perspective, I was talking earlier about how today's travelers really crave this. And, what's unique about this is the user's intent determines what type of trip they're going to have. So like, are they going on a business trip? Is this a leisure trip? Are they going with family and friends? So that same person is different depending upon what they're shopping. So you really need to understand what their travel intent is for that particular shop. And that is everything from, what type of activities they want, and they're going to be shopping across multiple different channels. And the company who can really figure that out and hone in on travel intent and be able to unlock that and then customize the shopping experience across the different channels is really the one that's going to win. And it's going to be the one who helps not only drive those bookings, but drives that loyalty with that particular customer. If you talk to the next slide, yeah. So I think the other thing that's really important as you talk about this is you need to address this personalization and understanding their intent across the whole funnel. And when you put your full funnel strategy together, it needs to be comprehensive and address both the paid side and the organic side. So on the paid side, marketers need to adjust their tactics as consumers move through the funnel, of course, from brand awareness at the top to targeted messaging, and ultimately to conversion tactics at the bottom. But the trick is for marketers to ensure they're optimizing their spend and their performance throughout. And this is an area where, companies like Sojourn and Milestone, us coming together, can help clients with that whole optimization across. You want to talk a little bit about the organic side?
Exactly. So thanks, Noreen. But you know, when Google launched AI for search, just to kind of give you a little bit background, what they are really doing, even in paid, they are bringing AI. And why? Because they are what search engine wants to make sure, irrespective of channel, there is consistent information. And this is why, when you think about AI, it is discovery of content and also making sure it's the right content. But content is not only just text, it is images, it's your PDF, it is your reviews, it is videos. All of those makes it as part of your discoverable content. For hospitality, for location-based businesses, almost 30 to 40% of business actually comes because of images. And how many images do we have which are just sitting as 1234.jpg, which is a property ID, right? That used to be my biggest thing, that who's looking for 1234 JPEG, because search engine wants, your consumer wants to consume an image to do the search. And you know, and what that opens up is a consistent strategy, irrespective of channel, and making sure your content is discovered. Content is, again, not just written content, it's every format of content. Once you go from upper funnel to middle funnel, how about we personalize that experience? If, you know, Noreen is doing all this research to plan her amazing trip, she doesn't really want to know something which is, you know, doesn't align with her personal experience. And engaging audience in that super meaningful way and giving them what they're looking for is the biggest marketing challenge today. How do you do that, right? And then once that happens, we get this question all the time. We are getting tons of business. How are we going to do conversion? What are our strategy to improve conversion? And that's where your A/B testing, your personalized journey, your customer data profile, your, you know, what they are looking for, all of that comes together. So in idea of what we are really trying to say on this funnel, that your paid and organic needs to be coming together, and they needs to put customer in the center of everything and their intent. With that, I'll also share that, you know, there are 3 steps for any target audience or your audience to find, to get to right experience. Step one, which is seems to be simple, but it's the most difficult step, which is consistent information coming across all the channels. So here are all the channels: organic channel, your local channel, paid channel, travel ecosystem. This is what we are partnering with Sojourn on. Your search SGE, which is a channel, which is your AI first search, the social media, and so on. There could be press releases, there could be guest services. All of these are various channels, which is what your customer is using to get to your information. And also your GDSs, your CRMs, right? So key is, how do we make sure this information is consistent, right? So biggest thing is that centralizing all your information, making sure that this is discovered through schema markup. Now, again, I won't go too much into schema markup, but it's a piece of code which ensures that every piece of your information is discovered. And why that's critical? Because this is a foundation for AI first search, right? If you don't have schema markup on your site, your information is not going to be discovered. So now, after schema, is this information even relevant, right? Am I giving a personalized information based on customer intent, or I'm just giving a default experience to every single customer, no matter what they are looking for? And then when you're analyzing data, it is complete funnel. It is unified data across all the channels, right? I get this question like, hey, my revenue is down, but your booking is up. Well, revenue is down. Why revenue is down? Let's bring all the channels together. Let's bring customer trends or consumer trend or market trend together to really ensure that is it down because ARR is down, or is it down because demand is down? Or is it down because we are not even able to get to right target audience? So this is, super complicated, but in nutshell, consistent information across all the channel is a step one towards discovery.
Yeah, and just to build off of that, this illustrates a bit about how customers are interacting with your brand, and they're going to interact in different devices, on different channels, and in different ways. And that consistency is really important because it builds trust. If they are seeing the same types of information and the same types of content across, then they know it's fresh, it's relevant, and they can trust what they are seeing versus whenever they don't have that same type of experience. Now, I know hotels struggle with being able to do this. A lot of times your data is in disparate systems, and one may be feeding your FAQs and another one may be feeding your website, and another one may be feeding your ads. And so it's really important, if you can, if you go to the next slide, really consolidate your data and be able to centralize that as much as you can. And that helps create a consistent experience. And not only does it create that consistent experience, but by having that data centralized, you then take learnings from each one of those channels that you can then enhance your data and enrich it across all of the channels. So, if you find someone who's really interested in this particular image and it's resonating and it's driving conversion, then you can make sure that you're using that across your different channels. I'm going back to my Waveblazer days, so I'm dating myself, but I was part of an AI startup company 5 years ago. So these are early days of AI. And Benu, you were talking about showing the right image. We were doing these work with a particular company as if we showed the right image, whether it was a business traveler, a family, or a romantic getaway, just by looking at general travel intent information, we increase conversion 10%. So it just shows like that first impression that they get of your brand and your content, and having it relate to them is really important.
Awesome. Actually, as we talked about image, there is one really good case study we work with very big brands. And what we realized is we were doing local for them, and they had ICE portal and they had set of images there. What we realized is having inconsistent information between GDS and local, and then we were doing all the feeds to Apple and all of these places. The moment we centralize all their images, we connected with ICE portal, all of a sudden their conversion went up through images. It was not even cleaning everything, it's just centralizing it, consistent information. Yep. And then when we start cleaning these images based on Google NLP, that's amazing that how much confusion you can reduce in the ecosystem. Because end of the day, there is only one nice image of a pool. You don't need 50 images of a pool. And you want to make sure this image is not what we think is really awesome, is using Google NLP or to rate the image if it's really nice image or not based on the scoring which AI is giving.
Right.
So yes, absolutely. And again, for hotels, it is a huge opportunity because a lot of our customers are looking for those experiences, centralizing images, making sure it's a quality images, making sure your content is qualitative, it's not in different system, in different format. Centralizing everything truly helps a lot. With that, once you have all your system connected, the second thing comes in, what kind of content is critical, right? I always, I used to say that when you're creating content, create content for your customer. In fact, now with AI first, what I always say is let's study what your customers are looking for. What are the gaps, right? Let's understand with you and your competition, what are the gaps, what your customers are looking for, and then create content which is based on customer intent, right? There is a lot of content which can be created using AI today, but it's really not about creating tons and tons of content. It's about humanizing that content and making sure you have right content. In fact, In fact, one of our brand had just visited us in the Valley, and we were kind of showing them, we have a tool called Content Studio, which uses AI and does the whole content intelligence part. And as we were showing that to them, their entire content team is like, yeah, your role has changed. Content writers today needs to be prompt engineers, and they need to have a really awesome skill of bringing everybody together and really understanding what customers are looking for, rather than creating content in silo, because AI can do much better job in creating content. What AI cannot do is intel. They cannot tell you what customers is looking for. And that's what we need to do. We need to bring all our reservation agents and your concierge and every department together and ask them what are the 5 things, right, based on the data is critical for us for us to create. With that, now I am going to talk about how we have personalized the journey working with Sojourn. And we have a real example, but I kind of wanted to show the flowchart first. Sojourn has this amazing travel intent audience. I know there's some question. If it's okay, I will finish these 2 slides and then we'll take the question. Just hang on to your question. We have enough time for Q&A, so few minutes. Sojourn has this amazing travel intent data where we can target audience or customer who is looking for specific information. So one of our customer, they have a lot of, awesome experience in Mexico, awesome experience when it comes to family travel. Our goal was to get to specific travelers coming from specific city or specific state and give them super personalized experience, start from discovery to acquisition to, discovery and consideration and acquisition. And this is where we use travel intent data. When this audience got to the website, we cookied that audience, or we actually added that travel customer into our customer data profile in CDP and customized the experience on a website. Now, if you see, the first time, the same customer got a default experience, but next time, same customer got a family group. And again, I'm going to show you this visually. I know this is just a flow chart. But key thing is that eventually the same customer, when they came in through various channels, their entire journey was personalized. And that's the key for us to get a conversion, because we don't want to show somebody coming with family completely different experience or a default experience. With that, let me just get to one more slide and we can take this question. I think Daniel has a question and I'm happy to take it. So right here, this is a target audience searching for Mexico hotel anywhere in US with family, beach vacation. That sounds phenomenal, right? Like, love to get some beach vacation. When they get to the website, it's a default experience. But as we work with travel intent ad, we manage to first seek out this audience, make sure they are served right travel intent ad with, experience they are looking for, experience which is based on dining and pool and all kinds of activities which kids are looking for. And then this information about this target audience be part of customer data platform, right? And CRM, which is the channel customer is coming once they have already been seeked and researched, they come through the channel and all these systems are talking to each other. Then same customer goes in, remember 700 touch point. If they go again and go to organic search, they're not getting a default experience. They're getting a customized, personalized experience, right? So kids are like, okay, well, we really want to go. But okay, well, let me look at one more time. Again, when I'm there for my buy moment, they again get a very personalized experience. And end of the day, this is how this customer converts. And if this customer comes back to the website again, they are going to be getting not a default experience, they get a customized, personalized experience. I would love to take this question. I think Daniel has a question. Daniel, you want to just talk about your question? If you have it, just write it in the chat. Okay. Oh, no worries, no sorries, it's fine. So to sum it up, this is how it works. So Noreen, you want to talk about how Sojourn and Milestone comes together to create this amazing personalized journey?
Yeah, so it started up front of on the funnel, really trying to put brand awareness out there and then match that up with travelers' intent. So we were looking for the particular users for a particular destination that were looking for, a particular type of experience. And as we found those travelers and manage that through the funnel, you're then able to personalize because you're continuously learning from that consumer what they're interested in. And so it's not only upfront with making sure we're attracting the right consumer, but whenever they get to the website, capturing that information and understanding what are they searching for so that we can continue this personalization throughout the whole funnel and making sure that we're driving for conversion, whether they're coming through paid channels, whether they're coming through organic channels.
Awesome. And this is where we kind of bring in several technologies such as ability to be discovered. So Milestone solution helps businesses to be discovered through various channels, and not only discovered, but ensuring that you have right information. What is that content which your customer is looking for, right? So there are several things we have done in years and years to make sure that our platform is discovery first. Then once we lead the customer from discovery to experience, how do we make sure we personalize that experience? How do we make sure we put information about that traveler as part of our CDP, which is customer data platform? And customer data platform works very closely with all other systems such as CRM and CMS and local system to make sure that experience of web and experience of all other channel is super personalized based on travelers' intent. We also have done a lot of visual optimization. It has been a pet peeve of mine that how many people are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4 JPEG, right? We got to leverage visual optimizing, making sure all your images are discovered, and we don't have plethora of images, right? It should be one set of images being used or should be used by your GDS, by your PR company, by your website vendor, you name it. All channels should only use one set of images. And not only they use one set of images, but these images should have high score in Google NLP. It's not what we think is right, it's what Google and their or search engine thinks using their AI algorithm to rate your image. And once you have all that, how do you personalize the journey? And once we take them from find and consider, how do you make sure customer can book, right? We can retarget and personalize message. And we can also do a lot of A/B testing based on who that customer is and what are they interested in. How do we make sure based on their click path, we can customize entire conversion?
So Benu, yeah, I know we've been talking a lot today about the customer path to purchase, but what happens after they purchase is as important. So, after that booking is made, you also need to look at the rest of the journey. So when you look at full funnel search, our view here is really that you've got this customer acquisition and then the customer guest experience really needs to come together for a full funnel, and that you're continuously improving as you do that. So let's think about this. Let's say a traveler is searching for an accommodation, we'll say Mexico. They're looking for a place that's on the beach, has a pool, etc. So the hotel can put the right messaging in there, drive effective marketing, and drive them to actually book. But if the consumer doesn't get the experience that they expected from everything that you personalized in your ads, you're going to lose that customer. So how do you then connect what the user expected with their guest experience? And I have to tell you a bit more, consumers are really expecting personalized experiences when they're on site. And they expect that you're going to be able to know things about them and their preferences and communicate with them digitally. So this is a lot where your first party data comes to play. So how do you make sure that you are updating and enriching your first party data with all of this information throughout so that you can provide that experience? And then when on site, you can leverage that to do things like providing them communication that's relevant, providing them ads or upsells that might be relevant, providing them prompt answers to questions that they have, even making suggestions about activities that they could do either on property or off property. And people are expecting that personalization. And it's really the thesis behind Sojourn's latest product offering. So we've primarily been in the, hey, how am I going to help you with acquisition of customers? We now have a guest experience suite of solutions that helps you continue that journey with the customer when they are on site. It includes features like an AI concierge, it includes reputation management, and guest marketing tools. So then you continue this conversation with the guest, you continue to enhance your first party data about them, and then when you're marketing to them again in the future, you have all of this additional information, and that continues to build this loyalty loop with the customer.
Wonderful. Thanks, Noreen. Now, just summing it up, so key takeaway, I know there are a lot of questions here, but key takeaway is customers are looking for customer trends or expectations are constantly changing. And search trends are changing to just keep up with what your customers are looking for. Our customers today, travelers are looking for super personalized experience. It's almost annoying that you get to check into the hotel and you give everything what your personal preferences are. Then you check into the same hotel or look for a hotel room, we ask for same information again, right? Now, yeah, it is very, very hard to connect all the system because it requires, hard plumbing, literally connecting various systems to get to synchronize a streamlined experience. And that's where there is a huge need for omni-channel marketing. I know historically, as a marketer, we focus a little bit more about one or two channel, and that's part of our marketing plan. Years or early part of my career, when we used to do a lot of marketing plan, it used to be always a plan by channel. But now your marketing plan is planned by audience, planned by their journey and what are their goals. It needs to be outside in rather than inside out. Inside out is where you're talking about each channel. Outside in is when you're talking about who you really want to bring to your property and how do you curate their journey, how do you personalize that experience to get to convert, and not only convert with Sojourn solution, also market to them. And then once they come back again, we don't give them default experience, we are giving them very personalized experience. And that's where your helpful content comes in, right? Ensuring that you're not, if you are a brand new property or if you're rebranding the property, it's just not about a specific brand. It's about your consumer. What are they looking for? What do you offer? What your location offer? And how do you create content which is consistent not only on one channel, which is web, but your GDS, your website, your paid channel, your local channel, everywhere. And that's where consistency has a huge, huge role to play, right? Now, with consistency, also looking at reporting, right? Centralizing reporting, centralizing data is super critical. Right? Google is literally rolling out things every single day. They rolled out things such as itinerary just last minute. Then they rolled out various web stories. Then they said, oh, web stories are great, but we need to make sure these web stories are personalized. And that's why you can't look at data for one channel. You have to bring data together across all the channels, look at what's happening in the market, what consumers are looking for, and then pull together the most comprehensive information. So these are a key takeaway. These are, hopefully this will help you in creating your marketing plan 2024. We are just gonna wrap it up and take questions. I know a lot of questions are coming in. With that, we are offering a complimentary audit of your digital presence. please do, if you are brand new to Milestone, Milestone is happy to provide a comprehensive view of how your presence is across all the channel. With that, I guess we can open this up for Q&A. We are right on time. Noreen, we did great. Okay, Noreen, let's take it from bottom up. Let me ask you the question. What is your take on Google search ads moving back to CPC instead of commissions?
I was gonna push that one to you. What's your take on that?
You know, I fortunately, unfortunately, Google is gonna monetize as much as they can. So this is precisely what I say today, that it is us personalizing experience on search, right? The reason they are going CPC route, because Google is launching a bunch of things. Literally in last 1 month, they have launched so many things around, just to monetize search, right? So they are launching itineraries, they are launching, web stories. So the reason they are moving to CPC, because that's just one way of them to keep everything consistent.
I do find that interesting. So, with Sojourn, we do offer a commission model. So, and we find a ton of value, and many hotels are interested in the commission model. In that instance, we're doing all the work to drive the marketing for the hotel properties. They're only paying, we're incented to drive that booking and have somebody book and actually stay, because we're only paid once that consumer actually stays. So it's a really pay for performance. So we see that model be very successful, and we will definitely continue that. Now, we also offer CPC models as well for clients that are interested in that. But I think at the end of the day, you then have choice in determining what's the most appropriate type of marketing model that you want to invest in.
Awesome. There's another question. Carrie asked, can you expand on how you're ensuring accurate attribution tracking for both Milestone and Sojourn within this unified approach without encountering instances of duplicate attribution? So this is through DCO. Go ahead, Noreen, and I'll add to it.
So I think that's an interesting one, and we're still early days on testing all of this out and making sure we're doing it. We typically work with the agencies and share our information and understand what is the attribution that the client's looking for, and working through those models to make sure that we're deduping between the various different channels and aligning on what the appropriate attribution is and what the appropriate channel is that should get credit for the particular bookings.
Awesome. So, what we do with Sojourn, and again, it's early days, like Noreen said, we have experiment going with several customers, but we are taking information of customer, whichever consumer is coming using Sojourn travel intent ad or through travel intent ad, that customer comes in our CDP. So CDP stands for Customer Data Platform, which is connected with analytics platform, right? And it's exactly what happens is we make sure this is only one customer, their entire profile is created as the holy grail for that customer to get consistent information. So that's the whole thing here. It doesn't matter whether that business or that traveler comes to us through Sojourn Travel Intent Network, or second time when they search again and they come to us through organic or through local, because our customer data platform is the foundation for the web experience, all of that deduping and attribution modeling is happening there. So hopefully I answered this. Will you be sharing this slide? Yes, absolutely. Recording and slide will be shared. I will keep going on. Can you provide a specific example of hotel brand that achieves this, or any other industry apart from Google itself or perhaps Amazon? I personally don't see any true personalization in any other industry, let alone in hospitality, which is far more complex. Well, yes, it is complex. There are a lot of brands doing it. I can't name the brand as such, but if you look at Adobe, personalization is the key feature which lot of big brands are launching or have launched, whether it is your cosmetic brands or fully retail brands. That they have launched this. There are even big hospitality brands who are going towards personalization. Only thing I'll say is personalization is a key feature which are part of a lot of CRM and CMS today. Hard thing is not to personalize. Hard thing is to connect the journey. Right? You can personalize it, but how do I make sure that I'm connecting it through your CRM to CDP to make sure that information is consistent across all channels? So yes, this is an opportunity for a lot of smaller brands. A lot of big brands have this as part of their table stakes today, right? Now, are they using it effectively? They can always do it better. But is it the must-have? Yes, it's a must-have for their marketing plan.
Yeah, I think we're really just at the early days of being able to do this effectively. Like the person noted, Netflix has been doing this forever and they're really good. They know what kinds of shows I want. Amazon understands what to put in front of me. Like those systems have lots and lots of shopper data, and they've got lots and lots of data on me. I use them all the time. So the more data you have, the better the algorithms get and the better they are at being able to show you the right types of information. A lot of what you tend to see going on right now is looking at personalization where you're looking for lookalike audiences. Okay, so we know this audience is interested in X. Okay, let me find some other users that would be similar to them so that I can provide similar types of experiences in the shopping journey. So there's attributes that you can take from this to start to do that personalization. But yeah, we are just early days of scratching the surface. We've all been talking about personalization in this industry forever, and it's definitely the holy grail. The better companies get at being able to have their data all centralized and be able to keep it clean and keep it updated and continuously improve it, the better you're going to see personalization start to impact our industry.
Exactly. That's why I started is actually doing less today than doing more, right? If we do less and we just focus on few channels and we are consistent, then information is gonna be all over the place. But if it's not consistent, then its information is not gonna be consistent across, right? Will this be integrated into our milestone CMS? Absolutely. That is the intent, right? So we are bringing this not into the CMS. We are integrating with our CDP, which is a foundation. It's a platform, milestone platform, which is integrated with Sojourn Pixel, which gives all this information. And that platform has CDP. It has CMS and powers all kinds of personalized experience. And this platform also takes information about your customer, about their audience, and then make sure that next time when you're creating content, you can personalize that content as well. And so that's the whole idea. Holy grail is because personalize everything, not just web experience, but your CMS experience, your paid experience, your local experience, right? Google just have launched, or Apple has launched a lot of personalized, localized function. Google launched day before yesterday, they launched something where, within the map search, you can find what's happening near you, and you can have conversation just through the map search. And that's only, and all that information about your business is pulled from GBP. And that's why you want to make sure if you put 5 questions in GBP, that is consistent on your web and your GDS, because that's how your consumer is coming to you. Okay. Any other question? Well, we have few more minutes. We can wrap it up early, or I can ask few more questions, Noreen, from you. What is super exciting this year? What are three most exciting initiatives you are working within your org?
That's an interesting one. So, someone asked me the other day, hey, like what keeps you up at night? What are the things you're focusing on? And, we're really trying to leverage AI in everything we do. So, we've been using AI on our algorithms and our ability to manage bids and really to be able to optimize performance for, a number of years now. Now it's going, how do we take some of this to the next level? And also, how do we take it internally? So like, how do we look at optimizing the efficiencies of our staff and of our business and really being able to leverage some of that stuff, which I think is super exciting. I had a town meeting the other day with all the employees, and I was asking them who all is leveraging AI in their areas. And every group, I've got somebody who's doing something as they lean into it. So I think that's the exciting stuff that's going on for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, what we are doing is we actually took all the data for all our customer, communication, fed it to LLM, and now we are using that LLM to do our first party support, right? To me, that's like huge. And it's funny that when we started feeding LLM all our engineering DevOps data and all our support data and all our sales thing, LLM is more smarter than I could even fathom, right? It's just information is giving is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it enables performance to just, it can make, thousands of decisions instantly and at speeds that we can never do if we were just doing things by human. So
yeah. I personally feel every organization should do AI, overall coaching, right? It's like even somebody as proficient at some of our top executives, there is every single day we're like, oh yeah, you can use this version. And by the way, you can just use that version to do PowerPoint slides title, right? So it's a simple thing, but makes things super efficient. I guess we are 6 minutes early, 7 minutes early. I think if there is any other question, feel free to chime in. If not, we will happy to give you your 7 minutes back. If you have any suggestion for us to do this better in future, please do share. And Noreen, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure we'll come back with some amazing case studies as we are launching a lot of these for our customers and hoping to, connect this journey even more.
yeah, I think that'll be exciting by coming back with some of these case studies. That'll help solidify a lot of the information that we've been presenting today. So I think that'll be good. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.